Having a job is very important. Some jobs are better than others, some people are stuck collecting trash cans at the crack of dawn, and other people get to talk to a camera for a living. It's a crazy world, but there are some insane jobs out there that people don't even know about. It is crazy what some people will do for money, and in this video, I want to talk about the craziest, weirdest jobs that you had no idea existed. So the thing about jobs is that we all need them, but they're not very fun. And most people would rather sleep in and spend all day in bed than go work a typical 9 to 5. But what if you could sleep and get paid for it? It sounds stupid, I know, but this is an actual job called a professional bed tester. As a professional bed tester, your only responsibilities are testing mattresses and bedding for companies and then writing a report on your experience. This job is about as easy as it gets, and it's something that mattress companies actually hire for. And you may think there's no way you can get paid a lot to do this, right? That's what I thought until I found out that these people are making $40,000 a year to sleep. As I was online researching this job, I came across actual job listings to become a bed tester, and all they asked me is if I had a high school diploma and if I had experience testing things. So if you finish high school and you like sleeping and you're good at testing things, this may be the job for you. Now, say you got a good paying job, you got a house, you got a family, and then you decide that you need a pet. So you get a dog, and a responsibility with having a dog is feeding it. So you go to the store, buy some dog food, and everything seems handy dandy, but how do you know that the food that you're feeding your dog is actually good? I mean, if they're eating it, it's probably good, but dogs will eat anything. I've seen my dog eat its own poop before. So it would only make sense if humans were testing the food that we give to our dogs, right? Which is the next job, a professional dog food taster, which is one crazy title to have on your resume. Now, when you hear the name professional dog food tester, you probably think, wow, that is really desperate for money, or wow, they failed in life. But to be a professional dog food tester, you actually need some sort of doctoral degree. These are people that really study nutrition and dogs, and they study everything about dog food, from how it smells to how it tastes, the texture, everything about it. Pets can be just as picky as humans, so while it's pretty gross, it's something that dog food companies actually hire for. And these people are making upwards of $100,000 a year to do this, to eat dog food. It's great money, but I'm not gonna lie, that's just too gross for me. And surprisingly, it's not even the grossest thing on this list. That would definitely have to go to the professional armpit sniffers. Yes, this is a real job where people are hired to smell armpits after using different deodorants. It's something you don't usually think about, but somebody has to test these products and make sure they actually work. And a lot of deodorant companies have claims like these last for 24 hours, so somebody's got to test that. That's a rough job. Now, I'll be fair, most people that are doing this, it's not their primary job to smell armpits. Barry DeWitt is somebody who got interviewed about their experience as a professional armpit sniffer, but they tend to leave out the fact that he's a lead researcher at the Princeton Consumer Research Center, and he just so happens to specialize in odor. But saying professional armpit sniffer is a lot funnier and still technically true. Now, as most of us know, humans are pretty lazy. People want to get what they want, but they don't want to work for it. It's in our nature to be a little lazy, and we want to get what we want when we want it. We're very impatient people, and one thing that will drive anybody insane is having to wait in a long line. But thankfully, if you have enough money, you can just hire a professional line stander. These people are usually hired around Black Friday or any events like that, and they actually make pretty good money just standing in lines. But some people will wait in these lines for hours and sometimes like days, and if you just pass by all of them, I can't imagine they'd be too happy about that. Having the money to pay somebody to wait in line for you is crazy. And if you got the money, there is a lot of stuff that you can pay people to do for you. That sounds crazy. Not like that. Not like that. This next one is one that I became familiar with through a hip hop legend named Snoop Dogg, who hired somebody to roll his blunts for him. And they are now known as a professional blunt roller. The average person would probably never need this, but if you smoke as much weed as Snoop Dogg does, it's a fair investment. Of course, people had a lot of questions for this professional blunt roller, and she says that she rolls anywhere from 75 to 150 blunts a day, which Snoop confirmed in a tweet saying 81 in a day, do the math. Then when it came out that this professional blunt roller was making between $40,000 and $50,000 a year, Snoop Dogg quote retweeted it and said, inflation, their salary went up. So if you get good enough at rolling blunts, someday you might be able to work with Snoop Dogg and actually make a pretty good living. Another job description that I discovered a while ago was from the biggest streamer in the world right now, Kai Cenat. And a couple years ago now, he made a video hiring a professional cuddler. Is this a little sad? Yeah. But sometimes people get lonely. Apparently they try to keep it very cuddle only and PG, but I can only imagine some very weird dudes are asking to do this. So I'd be very careful if you're actually interested in doing this job. You know, when you scroll through Netflix and you see all the TV shows and movies split into different categories, what you may not know is that it is somebody's sole responsibility to watch all these Netflix shows and movies and put them in the different categories. This is called a Netflix tagger. They add all the different tags to these shows and movies, and that's it. That's their job. Their job is quite literally just to watch Netflix. And while it sounds fake and way too good to be true, if you look this up, there is real job listings to be a Netflix tagger. And apparently they're making $30,000 a year. So if you want to make $30K a year just watching Netflix, thank me later. I know we talked about dog food testers, but there is a whole category of jobs that I haven't talked about yet that seems way too good to be true. While we need humans to test out dog food, we also need humans to test out human food. And I think the easiest way to describe this job is a professional food taster. A bunch of people out there are getting paid to try the food that we pay money to eat. It's crazy how that works. Your favorite new burger at McDonald's, somebody's getting paid to try that. The crazy new chip flavors they come out with, somebody's getting paid to try those. Any food, snack, chip, drink, anything edible in this world is getting taste tested by people for money. And that is about as good of a job as you can get. So we've highlighted a lot of funny jobs, lazy jobs, and gross jobs, but none of these have seemed too difficult at all, which is why I saved the most difficult job for last. Inside of Key Largo, Florida, there's a hotel called the Jules Undersea Lodge. As you can tell by the name, it's underwater and it can only be accessed by scuba diving down to the room. It's a really cool concept, but there's one problem. If you're down that far underwater, how can you order a pizza? Thankfully, a pretty crazy guy named Rob Doyle solved this problem. Rob is a skilled scuba diver that created a case perfectly for holding a pizza box safe underwater and to remain hot and ready. So whenever people are staying at this hotel and they order a pizza, this man scuba dives down under the sea, pizza box in hand, and delivers it. And now, somebody can put on their resume that they were a scuba diving underwater pizza delivery guy, and that's pretty cool. Let me know if you guys would work any of these jobs in the comments below, but that's all I've got for today. Thank you all for watching, and with that being said, I'm out of here, and I'll see you on the next one.